Puni Puni Poemi. This came with this. So these two were bundled together, I believe. Or it was Puni Puni Poemi and Dragon Half. Yeah, these two were bundled together. This is ADV, yeah. So I don't, yeah. Puni Puni Poemi is kind of weird. It's like a magical girl thing, but it's like it's in the style of Excel Saga. It's a lot like that. It's probably the same damn people that make it. Just very, very zany, over the top comedy and nudity and it's hard to explain. It's really good. I mean, it's really popular. It's not one of those things that not a lot of people know about. It is pretty popular, especially among Raw Zephon. This is considered the Evangelion ripoff. Well, I consider it. I mean, it's not really ripoff, but basically Evangelion came out, and I mean, when Evangelion came out, I mean that changed everything. I mean, that was like the Star Wars of anime. I mean, Neon Genesis Evangelion was a gigantic psychological thing. I'll go into that later once I get to it, but I mean, it was pretty amazing. Raw Zephon felt the same. It felt like they're trying to make another Evangelion, and they're trying way too hard to make another Evangelion. It's not bad. I think they're trying too hard on the psychology, like where the person that wrote most of the story for Evangelion was a psychology major. That actually really knew what he's doing. This was more like let's try to make something really screwed up that will mess with people's heads just to compete with Evangelion. So they did. It's not bad. I own it, obviously. I own it because it isn't bad. It is actually pretty good. But it's, it feels like they're trying to be Evangelion. I guess as long as you watch it and try to not imagine them trying to be Evangelion and it being an original work, it's actually, pretty good and original to watch. So, yeah. I'll leave that up to you. I thought it was pretty good. It's just not amazing. This is the motion pictures, kind of the same thing. They just consolidate. They do that a lot in anime. They consolidate the whole TV series and brush up a lot of the things for a theatrical release. Hyperdoll. This is really weird comedy from... I don't know if I've watched this since I bought it. I don't think I have. Okay, I think that's on my watch list. I think I have to watch that. I might have seen it already. I can't remember. If I have, then it really sucks because I don't remember anything of it. I don't even have to say anything about Ranma, except for people that haven't seen Ranma, you need to see Ranma. I mean, Ranma is... This is Rumiko Takahashi's... I mean, this is her prime right here, Ranma Half. I mean, Ranma Half is the best thing she's ever created. Ever. It's absolutely amazing. My friends will disagree with me. They'll say that Urusei Yatsura is the best thing she ever created, but I think Ranma is. I love Ranma. Ranma is awesome. If you haven't seen it, you have to. In a nutshell, you pour cold water on the guy, he turns into a girl. You pour hot water on the girl, it turns back into a guy again. And that's like the main theme of it. And he gets into this, he gets married off into these, or not married off, but, basically is lots of relationship stuff. Lots of relationships, lots of martial arts, lots of comedy, they just spun so much fun stuff into this. It's just, Ranma, you just watch it and watch it and watch it. It's like, you wish they had never finished it. But, they made so much of it, you can tell I got so many goddamn volumes of Ranma. If you haven't seen Ranma, watch it. It is excellent. Excellent, excellent masterpiece work. Great stuff. All the OVAs, all the movies. We're on Ray Earth next. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. This is the Sega Saturn Ray Earth video game that they released in America. I don't have many copies of this. I know. So I think this is like the very first thing that Working Designs ever released. I don't think Working Designs is around anymore, but they put out a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of cool video games that you never would have seen in America. I bought the Sega Saturn just for this game. This is the only game I own on Sega Saturn. I played it once and it was a lot of fun, and that's it. Of course, Ray Earth, the series, is freaking awesome. This is a Clamp anime. It wasn't animated by Clamp, but Clamp based on the Clamp manga, obviously. Very well done, very well laid out. Ray Earth is really, really good. The opening is absolutely epic. One of my favorite openings of all time. Ray Earth 2, really, really good stuff. More of, kind of the same stuff with a different dynamic, a darker dynamic, different dimensions and, planets and people coming into the fray and stuff like that. And by the second part of the second season, it gets a little weird, and you kind of lose your track of it. But the second season's opening, the second season's second opening, is my second favorite anime opening of all time. If anyone wonders what my number one is, it's this. This is my number one favorite anime opening of all time. The second opening of Ray Earth, second season, is my second favorite opening. This is the OVA. Now, I had two versions of this. Which one is this? Is this the movie or is this the OVA? I think this is the OVA. This is like a 3-episode split OVA thing, I think. Or this is just the one movie. Basically, they released 3-episode OVA, which is the original of this. And it's really cool. I mean, the visuals of this is awesome. Extremely, extremely super clamp visuals. Very, very awesome. It's borderline X in its design. X 1999. I think this is the movie. I don't think these are the individual OVA episodes. It's pretty good. It's not pretty good. It's fucking awesome. It is amazing. Honestly, I think I accidentally watched this before I saw the TV series. Because back when this came out, because this is one of the things that guy that sent me the Macross 7 thing from Japan I was telling you about, that teacher, that English teacher in Japan, he sent me this on VHS too, and this was amazing. I mean, watching this was amazing. I'm pretty sure what he sent me was the movie, and this thing was the OVA. But there's some things in the movie that weren't in this that I remember. So, Read or Die. This is awesome. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. This is 90s, but it's awesome. Read or Die, the original, is awesome. It's this chick that can manipulate paper, and I mean, she can literally just chop you in half with a piece of paper. She can turn paper into anything. Awesome. Cool concept. Read or Die, this is a TV series based off of it. This takes place after the OVA. What's funny is, there's a really iconic scene in here. When was this released? 2003. No, this is when it was released in America in 2003. But this came out in Japan in 2001. I mean, I'm talking 2001 was the original release date. So, I mean, it was the end of 2001. And what happened in the end of 2001 was 9/11, right? There is a scene in here where, I mean, it's actually they're in New York, and it is the actual World Trade Center, and they crash like a helicopter into the World Trade Center. I mean, the same time, I was like, oh my god, I can't remember. I think this came out before 9/11, I'm pretty sure. But I remember 9/11 happening, and then remembering this about this. I was like, oh my god, So it was just funny, not funny, obviously, but it was unique. Read or Die, the TV series is actually pretty good. 3 other characters are kind of weird. I don't completely like the character. I liked Reedman, the main character of the original OVA. She's referenced in this a lot. She makes like some shadowy cameos a couple times, but you don't really. She's not really in this. It's all these other paper guys. People have the same talent as she does. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the OVA without a doubt, but it's pretty sweet. Writing Bean. This is old school 80s. Son of a bitch. A lot of normal people have actually seen this. I've been surprised. It's like a lot of people that have just seen the anime just out of the blue. Like, I guess this was on a lot of shelves back then, because Animigo has had this on store shelves since the VHS beta days. So I've run into some people. I talk about anime and they think, oh yeah, I've seen Writing Bean or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I bought it. It's not bad. It reminds me of Gunsmith Cats, just not as good. think it's pretty popular with some people. Oh God, if I knew what was coming, this I don't want to say this series is the launching. I don't want to say this series is the launching point for Moe, but damn it, sometimes it seems like it. Because after this, I can't think of, after this anime, it was like nothing but this afterwards. Nothing but little girl, lots and lots and lots of little girl shit. Little kindergarten girls defending the world from giant monsters that look like stuffed animals or something. It is really good, honestly. I mean, I know, like, you know, I'm like bad mouthing Moe in general because I don't like what happened after this. Sorry, I'm getting all these damn reflections. I need to spin. You know, I keep forgetting I'm lower. I need to spin the little camera viewfinder down so I can actually see what's going on. And I'm not gonna redo all this shit again because I don't want to go through all this again. This is all Rosen Maiden. Oh God, this series is awesome. If you guys haven't seen Rosen Maiden, you have to. It is so cool. Very well designed, very well laid out. This, I mean, they released these right at the edge. I mean, like these last volumes of season 2 came out right at, you know, they were closing down Genion Division right when these came out. I mean, it's a miracle these even came out. Honestly, I'm thank God Genion released these before they decided to fold the whole branch. But yeah, this is pretty much the marks the end of Genion. Basically, these are dollies that come to life and they fight each other, which is awesome, for their master, their creator or something. So it's pretty cool. Rurouni Kenshin. Some of you might call this Samurai X. If you do, I say fuck you. I don't like people that call it Samurai X. This is Rurouni Kenshin. It'll always be Rurouni Kenshin. It'll never be anything else. This is the OVA, extremely serious. Obviously, I put this before the TV series because, you know, it came before, even though they animated it after. I remember when these came out in Japan, these were, oh man, people's reactions to this OVA were so incredible. So absolutely over the top. And people were just freaking out. And after people got them, they would just watch them over and over and over and over and over again. And anyone that's seen them, I know they've seen them more than once. You can't just watch them once. It's amazing. I don't really have to go over Rurouni Kenshin. Everyone's seen Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin's the shit in every way. Obviously, the first arc is best. After the first arc, it just kind of becomes, you know, repetitive and not quite as epic. But, you know, that's fine. The Kyoto arc is definitely the best, but I don't know. I got all of that. I was actually, you see I have all of them. I was so big into Kenshin back then. I was collecting them as they came out. And this is, I mean, this is late 90s, early 2000s is when they were releasing all this stuff. I mean, I think it took them like 2 or 3 years to release all of these DVDs. I'd buy every single volume, all of them. Oh God, they're so awesome. Because they only released like one every 3 months or something like that. Yeah. I think Anime Works is still milking this today, but yeah. Kenshin's awesome. Oh God. See, what sucks is I can't flip this cover over, so I get this ugly ass Samurai X thing, and I just want to throw it away. But see, this one you can flip over, and it was the actual. And they said they came out with the ones later, but I bought this so soon that they hadn't released them yet, and this one didn't have a reversible cover, so I got fucked. The other side of this is Samurai X. And what's really lame is that all the Americans call this Samurai X because that's what ADV came up with, and this really pisses me off. It's Kenshin. Just call the damn thing Kenshin. Yeah, this is the director's cut of these OVAs. So, oh no, that's not what this is. This is the post. This is the post OVA. Yeah, this is after the TV series. Other shit. So, Saber Marionettes J. This was in the heyday of the '90s. I mean, this was. Oh God, this anime was in the heyday of the '90s. This was big in the anime, mostly in Japan. This was big. I don't think it was too big here. A lot of people were collecting this on Laserdisc back then. This is before, you know, the internet was, you know, broadband, and before they started putting video on the internet and stuff like that. Like, we had to rent stuff like this from Japanese rental stores and stuff like this in America before, to see any of this kind of stuff, or go to clubs and go to college club or college anime clubs, and watch them when they kind of thing. That's how we get to see those. But this is all Saber marionettes, everything. J through X. It's really good, honestly. It's really good. It's a different world. It reminds me a lot of like Trigon. Trigon was its own little colonized world. This is kind of the same thing, where it was a world colonized by a bunch of future people, and then basically everyone ended up forming a completely different civilization than I guess what was originally intended or something. So it's pretty cool. And they got all these little marionette dolls that are they're like robots basically, but cooler. They try to make a really serious one, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. Sakura Tyson. This is really cool. I think the video games for this is more popular than the anime itself, but they're all really good to watch. I'm a fan of Sakura Tyson. I don't know if I have all of them. They might have made more since then, but I think I have pretty much everything they release, all the movies and OVAs and all that kind of stuff. They make quite a bit. Samurai Champloo, I got on Blu-ray. I actually just watched this recently. Excellent series. Reminds me a lot of Cowboy Bebop, for obvious reasons. Samurai Deeper Kyo. This is pretty cool. This is one of my motivations that made me want to go to Sekigahara and learn more about Sekigahara, because where the main conflict of this took place in Sekigahara, and I was like, what the hell is Sekigahara? So I was thinking it's a real important historical thing in Japan, and it ended up being, it's where Tokugawa won and ended up ruling Japan for the next 100 years, until the Meiji era. So basically, I actually went to Sekigahara in real life. Eventually, after researching Sekigahara, I went to Sekigahara for historical persons, not because of Samurai Deeper Kyo. But Samurai Deeper Kyo is what made me want to start going. So, Samurai 7. This is okay. Obviously, I like the Akira Kurosawa version better, but it's pretty cool. Kind of boring. Scrap Princess. This was actually better than I thought it was. One of the coolest things about Scrap Princess is the world they're in, and the magic, how the magic works. The magic is really fucked up. It's like this weird dimensional magic, and how they animate it is really cool. I really like it. Really good series. Scryed is fucking awesome. Oh, fuck. I love this. Dude, if you guys haven't seen this, is awesome. This is one of those like progression animes where, the guy starts, at a certain level, and he just progresses and becomes more powerful and more powerful and more powerful. And it just keeps going and going and going. It just keeps getting more and more powerful. That's what this is. And I just love animes like that. Like Bleach is like that, Naruto's like that, but this is a bit faster because they do all of it within like one season. They only made one season of it. I wish they'd made more, but this is one of those things like, this is a lot like the Bleach and Naruto theme. This is the kind of shit that they make that ends up getting, they just start making forever. They just make shit tons of it. This is one of those animations. Though this would be like watching this would be like watching the first season of Naruto, or the first season of Bleach for the very first time. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's really good. By the end of it, you'll wish they'd made more, but they kind of leave it where they kind of got so overkill at the end so fast that it's kind of like, well, what else is there to do? Basically, they'd have to leave Earth to do anything crazier than what they were doing at the end. But really cool to watch. Outlaw Star. Oh, God. If you guys haven't seen this, you should. Definitely 90s, prime 90s pick. Really cool stuff. Very Cowboy Bebop-ish. But this predates Cowboy Bebop. Probably not the manga, but the anime predates the Cowboy Bebop anime. A lot of the shit in here was ripped off, in my opinion, and put into, I know any fans of Firefly are going to hate me for this, but, I honestly think they stole a shit ton of stuff out of this from Firefly. So I saw this thing, it's like, the concept's the same. Think of this as like an animated version of Firefly, except this was out way the fuck before Firefly. Way before. I mean, if you ask me, I say the guy that made Firefly watched this series, or watched this OVA series, and he was like, holy shit, I think this is a TV series actually. He watched this TV series, and he was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And he decided to make a, live action thing based on it. Honestly, I'll be honest, this is not exactly like, this is not honestly like Firefly. It isn't. I've seen Firefly. I like Firefly. I like Serenity. I think they're really, really good. They're really, really cool. There's the concept is so close. The concepts are so similar. Like the girl, the talented girl, that's in that hibernation chamber box thing they find at the beginning of Firefly. It's the exact same thing in this. I saw this and I'm like, I almost leapt out of my chair. They fucking stole that from this because they do the exact same thing in this. Like the first or second episode, just like they did in Firefly. It just pissed me off when I saw it. So after that, these things go different ways. This goes cooler ways, and Firefly kind of goes its own way. I like the way this goes more than Firefly. I like Outlast more than Firefly, without a doubt. Firefly is good. I don't hate Firefly. I don't hate because they stole shit from it that I know they did. They'll never admit it, but I think they did.